I am going to vote for you as the Vice President of the United States.
I'm gonna be the first Vice President of the United States to win the election. They ain't gonna talk about the president.
I like
They're gonna
that.
talk about me.
That's called determination.
I'm gonna talk about how good I can run the Senate when the guy who's supposed to run it is not there. I'll definitely do a better job than Kamala, I can tell you that. I think. Is she doing a good job? She might be.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from
I haven't heard anything bad or good, but I've never heard anything good about any vice president.
Yeah, not really.
The last, what's his name? Mike Pence. He had his balls clutched by his wife. He couldn't be in a room with a woman without her there. Which, like, I need that in my life.
Yeah.
But that's not how I'm gonna run my vice presidency.
I was about to say, you vice president. The girl is gonna be afraid that you about to get some vice president twat, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost inevitable.
Hoes slop the vice president different.
Mm-hmm. So it's only necessary sometimes for some supervision, I guess you could say. But we're in this bitch. Cool conversations with the Dante is cool. I'm here with say it with me, very special guest.
Yeah, good job.
I think we should say thank you. See, encouragement. This whole thing is about encouragement. I think we're doing great. Very special guest. You guys have heard me say it multiple times at this point. Hopefully. And if you have, definitely give yourself a motherfucking pat on the back. But got a very special guest. Guess who?
Guess who?
Who is it? Tell the people what they need to know.
Hey everybody, this is ZootGod. Chef Zoot. I cook beats and I cook food. I also make cold soup. It's called gazpacho, watermelon gazpacho. You can get it at Flip Flops Grill. It'll probably be gone by the time y'all watch this, but I hope you enjoyed it.
Gazpacho, not goulash.
Yes.
I was calling it goulash. That's not the case. But
isn't that the Modern Warfare thing? Oh no,
gulag. Goulash.
You can't eat that.
No idea what goulash is.
I don't know. When you say goulash, I'm picturing like a gumbo jambalaya crossover.
Yeah, same. Some sort of just like something in a pot. It's in a pot for sure. And that's how I was feeling about the gazpacho. But there's watermelon in it.
Yep.
So it gave the twist that it needed to give.
Yeah, it's like you have a salsa with no chips. That's what I got to say about my gazpacho.
Enjoyable. So, I wanted to ask you, because of course you are a music maker. How's that going? What is music like for you right now?
Music? I'm actually like right at the tail end of an almost 2-month musical break. That's not important. I'm almost at the end of a 2-month musical break. I've been working really hard, just trying to save up money 7 days a week, doing school. But in about a week, that's all gonna change, and I'm just gonna have one job, and I'm gonna have so much time to be creative and to act up. So my next release y'all gonna hear is gonna be with the GOAT. His name is GOAT. We are making a Horny album. I'm sure y'all remember the Horny song. Yes. One of the best music videos of all time. Building a whole album off of that.
Excuse me.
If you don't know who GOAT is, just follow me, you'll find him. GOAT's gonna be everywhere. But we're making a whole Horny album. After that, what's his name? There's this dude, Cammy. You know Cammy?
Cammy from fucking, talking about, he's from out here, right?
Yeah.
He was in High Tide before, right?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
We got a song coming out.
Word?
Yeah.
That's my geyser.
Yep, we got a song coming out. It hasn't been made yet, but he likes the beat. Yeah. And he keeps asking about it, and I send it to him. But he's like, he doesn't want to make the song until he can give me the money. Yeah. But you know me, I don't really care that much about the money. But all honor to him, all respect to that. Yeah. But it's gonna be crazy.
How'd you guys link up?
Incriminating reasons.
Word. That makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, we met at a Taco Bell. He has a cool car. Taco Bell, not even like in the Taco Bell. I wasn't hungry. He wasn't hungry. It's like the parking lot.
Yeah.
Right next to like there's like a cleaners and all that. It's good space. I think it was the one right by Utopia Finney actually.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. This whole like Virginia Beach, Chesapeake suburbs, it's all like the same place. Like every 7-Eleven is the same.
Yeah.
It's off on Main River.
I've seen him around there before. Shout out to him. Maybe I haven't. I actually didn't. I haven't seen him nowhere except for where he needed to be.
Yeah.
Now it's High Tide. Shout out to him for doing the High Tide performance and whatnot.
Which High Tide did he do?
Man, I think it was the one. If not the RXK one, maybe the one before that.
No, I think it was the RXK one because, I think I might have sold him because I was doing chicken sandwiches that night, and I think he might have got one, but I didn't meet him or anything. But
yeah, so when did you start making beats and stuff like that?
I started making beats when I was 18 years old. I was a freshman in college. I was living in the dorm at Old Dominion University, and my first friend that I made out there, we made friends because we smoked weed, and our dorms were connected by a bathroom. So of course we smoked in the bathroom and became friends. But he had the FL Studio 10 demo. He's like, yo, you gotta try this. He was making some crazy ass beats, like awful beats. I was like, dang, is this what my beat's gonna sound like? It was crazy, but so I downloaded the demo. Now with the demo, I'm sure y'all know, you don't know about the demo. You can do everything on the FL Studio demo except for reopen something you saved. So every producer out there that I give a shit about started on the demo, and their first 50 beats were all just made. They weren't ever saved and reopened. I overheated my laptop like 5 times with that demo before I learned to pirate the real shit. Yeah. But I was just like I wasn't even making beats for real. I didn't really know what that meant to make beats. But I was making like whatever. I was like trying to cover a remix songs. And I was like, this is cool. And then like went on with my life for a little bit. And then I stopped smoking weed for a while, and I was bored. And I had FL Studio, and I was like, I should try to like make a beat. Yeah. So I made a beat, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. Because it felt like purposeful. Yeah. And then I got addicted to it. And here we are about 7-8 years later, still making beats.
Getting an actual celebrity now.
Yep.
Hella grass on this bottle. But what about the cooking? Because you said Chef Zoot. It does mean something.
So it's crazy. So growing up, my mom didn't really teach me how to cook. I grew up with a single mom, but she did all the cooking, and I was never really like interested in learning how to cook because it didn't really seem that complicated or like that fun or anything. So it's like, it's just what mom does. But she would just cook, or we'd eat out and the cooks would cook, and I was like, whatever. Didn't think about food until I was like 19 years old. I got my first food service job, which was backstage catering at the then Intellos Pavilion out in Portsmouth. So I like, of course, it started out like a dishwasher, but then I learned like the whole process of cooking. It was like my first time really being involved in that, other than like helping my grandma chop vegetables or something. But that's when I started being like, whoa, this is cool. And I realized like I could do it well, and it was something you could be creative with. And at the end of the day, it was something that you can make other people happy with. Everyone loves food. So I don't know, just became a part of my life basically instantly. And all of my professional work for the most part has been in cooking. So I have a lot of experience doing a lot of different things, a lot of different ways for other people. And I'd say in the last 2 years, I really got involved in making my own dishes and doing my own thing. So I think it must have been about 1.5 years ago, I created the Chef Zoot Instagram, and you can follow it. I don't even know what it is. I think it's @chef_Zoot. I could be wrong. But that was when I really tried to like make really good dishes that looked good and tasted good. Because cooking's all about making shit look good. Making it look good is like 75% of it. So it's like a visual art. But you got like, flavors. But
Yeah. If it looks good, it's that much closer to tasting good, though.
Yeah. So I like to think I'm a really good cook.
So, Out the Lexus is done?
It's dormant.
It's dormant?
Dormant.
It's on Chef Zoot? The branding has moved to Chef Zoot?
Yeah, yep, pretty much. Chef Zoot is the person, is pretty much everything. Out the Lexus is the service that I hope to provide again one day. Or not, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, it was definitely fun and delicious. People don't realize how much you need food at the function.
No, Cat, like, I can't believe, because like I fed the RXK night, I fed 50 people, which is insane to do by yourself, and I would not recommend it to anyone. But, because I wanted to ask people for help and like hire people, because I'm not going to ask someone to do nothing for free. But I feel like I could just barely do it myself, and that would just be easier for me than having someone that I'd have to like tell them how to do shit my way.
Yeah.
Because I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
So I stuck with myself, and like that was crazy as shit. I was frying so much chicken. I smelled like chicken for about a week. They thought I worked at KFC or something.
Look, I missed the chicken. Let me let's talk NASCAR.
Oh my God, I love NASCAR.
Why? I really literally just want you to go on a rant.
I was hoping you were gonna bring this up.
I want you to literally go on a rant about NASCAR because you introduced me to NASCAR. I think NASCAR is pretty lit. We went to Richmond.
Yep.
And
we're going again.
Crazy, yes, going again. Bringing 8 Voodoo Rangers, 13 sandwiches. It's really about to be nuts. But yeah, let me hear. Talk your shit about NASCAR.
All right. So the first thing I'm gonna say before anything, because I'll give you a little history about how I got into it. You can come to the race, and you can bring your own beer. Imagine how crazy a college football game or an NFL game would be if you could bring your own beer. But it's not football, it's racing. So it's something you gotta, like, to get the full experience, you really gotta, like, know what's going on.
Oh, shit, I was gonna say, before we get all the way into it, July 9th, are you doing anything?
What day of the week is that?
I don't even remember, but I was talking to Whippo about going to Langley Speedway.
Yeah.
We still gotta make that. We can talk about it off camera.
We can.
But
okay. So anyway,
put that in there.
All right. So I started watching racing. It's a really common thing where like racing is a really big father-son thing, because like it's like building cars and shit. Just like everyone, like people's dad teaches them how to like change the oil. But my dad showed me like watch racing and shit. Yeah. So I would watch that with him. I remember the first shit I remember was Dale Earnhardt dying in the 2001 Daytona 500. I was 5 years old, and
it's not funny, but
it's not funny, but that is crazy.
At the same time, that's like
2001 was a wild year.
That's a wild introduction.
My first two memories are Dale Earnhardt dying and the Twin Towers. But we're not going to get into that. But no, so I was getting into that. So then I just grew up watching racing. My grandpa used to take us to races down in North Carolina at the Rockingham Speedway. I saw some really cool shit happen there. But it was just like always something in my childhood. Like my childhood best friend, he was really into it. So like our families would go to races. We actually never went to Langley Speedway. We only ever went to Richmond or Rockingham.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the Rockingham?
That's it's a little southwest of Charlotte.
Okay.
But it's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Or it's around Charlotte, but like an hour away from Charlotte somewhere.
Okay.
But what was I saying?
He's talking about how peoples and
Yeah.
Your childhood friend.
So we
never
go
went to
up watching
Langley,
races. It was a huge part of my childhood. As I got a little bit later into my childhood, I had other interests. Like I got a little more into football. I was playing sports. I was doing music things with marching band. I wasn't as into it as I was when I was a kid. I went off to college and I sort of got back into it, but just kind of like an on the low thing, like just something I watch on Sundays, or like I just follow and not even watch the racing.
Yeah.
But it's always been my main thing.
Yeah.
Like some people like football, some people like anime. I just like racing.
Yeah.
But just like in the last year or so, like as I've like grown up and like went through things and all that, I've just like enjoyed it more, and it's become, it's just something that's inside of you and like reminds you of people from your past and all that. So,
Yeah.
and it's really fun to watch. Like those guys go crazy. They're risking their lives out there. They're going so fast. Like the track that you went to, you saw those cars flying by. They were loud as fuck. You can't imagine it until you see it.
I don't have any like history with NASCAR except going and being like, literally, I bought beer and sandwiches in here, and going in there and be like, loud noise,
Yep.
it's lit. Like, you know that, like, I felt like I was at like a rock concert or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like just cars driving by. Like, you can just go to the race and not know what's going on.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have to really focus to know what's going on, because it's crazy. And the track, Richmond, that we went to, that's like the slow track. Like, that's one of the small, slow
Really?
tracks. So that was like a mini, like, the big-ass tracks they go to, it's like, it's even more unbelievable.
Like, where at?
I went recently up to Dover, Delaware.
Yeah.
And they have a track up there that's like twice the size. It's still on the smaller side, but they were hitting like 160, 170 on like a mile. It's a mile track. And they hit 170 twice. But I don't know. Those guys are just insane.
That shit. The fact that like you gotta wear earplugs, like going in there, people like you can be deaf.
Yep.
And you go in there. Yeah, no, I'm trying to be a race car driver myself. Can I get a Zoot sponsor?
No, I always said when I was growing up, like, I want to be a race car driver when I grow up. And I still am like, I'll give up anything to be a race car driver. Don't have much to give up.
All right, bet. So we're gonna switch it around then. Whenever possible.
If anyone's got a ride for me, like, let me in.
Whenever possible, we're getting the Is Cool.
The racing team.
Exactly.
You know who's got a racing team?
Drive. Who?
Floyd Mayweather's got one.
Really?
The money team.
Really?
Yep. They're sponsored by Pit Viper Shades.
No, that's fucking crazy.
They made it to the race in the Daytona 500 this year. It was crazy.
What?
Michael Jordan's got one too.
What do you like? What do you gain in the? I guess it's like any other sport shit.
Racing team,
fucking
racing
selling.
teams, especially NASCAR teams, are marketing companies that race. So
yeah, that makes sense.
when you see those cars driving by with companies painted all over those cars, they all paid to have they paid one to have their company painted on their car, but most importantly, they paid to be there at the race with other business owners that also paid to be there at the race, and they all do business with each other. So it's like, really, it's a whole B2B, business to business transaction event.
Tight. That's fucking tight.
So you get those guys who they're paying enough money to be there to fund the millions of dollars that it takes just to, like, one car is going to take somewhere around like $20 million on the very minimum to run for a full year. 36 races. It's ridiculous expensive because they're supercars.
Yeah.
And they're specially built. But what keeps it alive is those businesses doing those transactions with each other.
Yeah. I was very surprised that NSU had a car.
It's a black-owned team, NY Racing. I can't remember the name of the guy who owns it, but he Grambling State, Florida A&M, I think, and NSU. He did partnerships with them to get them there at the tracks, involved with that stuff. Yeah.
Damn,
so when you guys saw, like, you and Sean, I know you guys went to NSU. When you saw those cars, like, you connected with that. And
Yeah.
that's what their goal to do is like, that's why they're putting their name on their car. That's why they're there with those other businesses, just to be like, hey, we want to connect with our fans too.
Dude, you need to start a fucking course. You ever thought about starting a course?
What would it be called?
Introduction to NASCAR.
In NASCAR 102.
Exactly, and you could just all you gotta do is divvy everything up into something that makes sense, you know, and give it to the people.
I'll give it to the people.
NASCAR and cooking. We gotta figure out the cooking situation.
NASCAR, cooking, rolling weed, and making beats.
That sounds like a pretty.
That would just kind of be like my life in a class.
That sounds like a pretty magnificent.
That'd be like a 6 credit hour class.
Are you ready? Are you ready for when you're just doing all those things at once, like full time?
I mean, I pretty much do those things full time.
No, I'm saying no job. You're just making money off of.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Somehow.
That's the dream for real.
Be a NASCAR announcer. Or something.
Like when I was younger, like I'm talking like 19, 20, 21, when I was first making beats and starting to work with other people making art. My vision was to just be doing that. But like you really got to be super passionate about it and hustle really hard. And I'm not the hardest hustler, but I can hustle a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not super passionate about just one thing.
Yeah.
But as I've got older, I've realized that like you can have multiple passionate things and make money off of that. So I'm working off that, just taking it day by day.
No, I love it. We love it here. And like I said, we only got celebrities at the cool conversations. We only conversate.
Yeah, I understand. You only have to bring like celebrities, really famous people. Like,
I'm saying, such as yourself. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
like you're welcome for taking all the time away from my other big celebrity things I gotta do.
I'm sure the Grammys are trying to get you. I'm sure the fucking.
Oh, they're so mad at me that I blew them off today,
The
bro.
NASCAR is literally. They threatened me. They threatened me for your insight, and I'm like.
I'll hook you up with my security.
Thank you. How's your day going though?
Today went good. Like we talked about earlier, I made gazpacho for the first time at work. Work was kind of crazy because today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Tuesday's usually the crazy day because it's the first day after being closed for 2 days. We have to make a bunch of new shit and like it's like a fresh start every week.
Yeah.
But Tuesday was so crazy that we didn't really get the fresh start. So today became the fresh start day.
Word.
So today is like a fresh start basically.
That's good. It sounds good.
Yep.
You work with somebody that needs to be on the podcast.
He needs to be on the podcast.
I feel like I shouldn't have started it that way. But motherfucking damn, yeah. No,
He doesn't.
I don't know about this spot. He'd be like, "Why did you say that?"
No, I talked to him. We're talking about ZK. We're talking about ZK.
Bleep it out. Let me say. I won't. I literally won't. It's going up. But
A great rapper and also a great chef.
One of the greatest. Somebody who, like I said, definitely needs to be. Do y'all talk about music at all when you fucking?
We do from time to time. See, he's busy at work too, so I'm understand like that side of his life now. He still works on his music. He's busy at work too, just like me. But we talk about it a little bit, but like not a lot. It's not huge. It's not like we go in there like, oh, you want to make this music? You want to make this music?
Yeah.
We're not there to talk about music.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
We're very professional at work. We talk a lot about ingredients and recipes.
I mean, yeah, you're also Chef Zoot, so that makes sense. Like,
So he goes crazy.
Yeah, he does make a lot of good ass food.
He's really tapped into cooking, man. Like when you have him on here, you definitely have to talk to him about cooking and intricacies.
I definitely am. I feel like I sort of seen the rise of him becoming better and better at cooking, like from when I first met him. I remember he was kind of putting things together. Now, my boy's up there.
And it's crazy. He really doesn't talk about music. He just like, he makes music and then he'll drop without telling nobody.
Yeah.
He'll do like one promo a month before.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm not really making much of a project, and then drop like the project of the decade.
Yeah, 12 songs. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
You're like, where did you make these? I feel like I would have heard it.
Yeah.
It's like out in the streets or something. These goes crazy.
Gotta stay posted. So you said you were dropping a new beat tape, right? What was the name of the beat tape again?
I was working on a beat tape until every time I try to make a beat tape, I end up making a project with someone instead. Like I made a project with Cash Flow right after I announced that I was about to drop a beat tape, and he used like 3/4 of the beats, which is good because that's really what I'd rather do than drop a beat tape. But I was working on a beat tape and it's really cool, and then Goat stepped in. And he's like, I want to make an album. So now we're making an album instead with those beats. So no beat tape anytime soon. Making an album, got a single dropping.
Can I ask you about something that I feel like we both related to when we first started hanging out?
Yeah.
Cookie Short's Posh Game, man.
CSPG.
I just don't know many people that actually listen
Nobody
to it.
really
Like,
talks about those guys.
How did you start listening to that shit?
How did I? So, I remember watching the Raider Clan freestyles. If you know, you know, the Raider Clan freestyle videos.
Yeah.
And Metro Zoo was in there. Lofty was the one, it was his beats. They were playing his beats.
Yeah.
So Lofty 305, and then Ruben Slick, him and Denzel Curry stole the whole show. But Ruben Slick went crazy, but no one really remembers him because he's very problematic. We're not going to get into that. But
Beyond problematic.
yeah, beyond problematic.
Beyond problematic.
Like unspeakably problematic.
Precisely.
Yeah, that should be the name of his next album, Unspeakably Problematic.
Would you say that they influence you in any way? Because I feel like,
Yeah,
even though it's something that I look back and for me it's kind of a little cringy sometimes, listen to some of the stuff I listen to from them.
No, so that perfectly ties in because like I remember I think he was probably like on Reddit or something. Someone mentioned something about Lofty 305. So I looked him up and like I was on his SoundCloud and I found Metro Zoo through him. And then I realized he was the dude in the Raider Clan videos, and then everything kind of clicked. So I was listening to a lot of his music when I was first learning how to make beats, which is probably why my beats are crazy, because that's like my original inspiration was Lofty 305. So that's how I got listening to them.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's one of the groups that gave me the battery in my back to be like, you just make some random ass shit.
Yeah, you can really just throw it together.
And take some acid and some shrooms and shit.
Take a good amount.
I don't usually talk about this on the interviews, but I had a shroom tea for the first time lately.
Really?
Like a real shroom tea with no tincture or anything like that.
Did you make it?
No, this is shout out to Lotus Land.
Lotus Land.
There's some Lotus Land tea. Got the exclusive drop on it. And I was in a bar tripping motherfucking balls. And
As you do.
I don't think I can do it no more though. I don't think I could be in the bar tripping balls no more. I think I just, especially with off of shrooms, like I gotta stay home off of shrooms. Like acid is like, the shrooms, I can't.
Yeah, like acid, yeah. I don't know, like with shrooms, I don't even like shrooms like that.
Yeah?
Just because I don't like eating the shrooms and the experience throws me off. But I like acid just because it's more colorful. I almost feel like a robot when I'm on acid.
Yeah, literally.
But honestly, I do shit solo now. Like I don't go out. I don't do it in with people. If I'm doing crazy shit like that, it's by myself at home.
Yeah.
Just to experience it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of how I try to keep it. But yeah, no, I can't. I say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs.
I don't do any drugs at all. It's a hypothetical situation.
Yeah.
It was a drill, and I think you guys failed the test, honestly. If you're thinking anything other than that. But guess what? It's been a very cool conversation. Okay.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
I've had my very special gift. Come on, you guys gotta my very special guest, ZootGod,
Woo!
the one and only Chef Zoot, with me today. We're about to... Ain't this a bitch?
What did you do?
You know, it's hard being the cameraman slash host slash
They should really pay you
sonic
more.
engineer. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Patreon coming soon. I yelled at you guys about a bunch of stuff, but I guess I take most of it back. You know, we're here. You seen the cuts. We restarted because I want to give you guys a proper outro because I love you guys. And I want you to like and subscribe and all that stuff. And keep listening on Patreon. Or maybe you're in Baghdad and you found this podcast on some random podcast thing. This is for you, nigga. I love you. I love
Shout out
you.
to Baghdad.
Shout out
What's
to
another good
Baghdad.
city? Name another good city.
Name a good city?
I really can't think of another good city.
I can't think of...
Does anyone know any cities other than Baghdad that are good?
Audience does not have any good cities.
Is Madagascar a city? Madagascar's good.
Yeah, close enough.
If you're out there, we
if you're
love you
out there too. If you're there, yeah, if you're there listening to this, I'm sending somebody to your house with
Yep.
$1 million, right?
They really named a place after the movie.
No originality.
That's so cool.
No originality. It's,
I mean, like they saw the movie and like the island has the same kind of creatures on it, like the same animals, right?
that's the problem with Hollywood.
Is Madagascar the one with the lion and the zebra?
It is.
Are they on Madagascar?
Yes.
Why would they name the island that if
More
That's a crazy
answers
name
to
for-
questions like this on the next episode of Cool Conversations.
really cool?
Love you. Bye.
Love you.